This is Provenance Widgets, an open source library of standardized UI control elements to track and dynamically overlay analytic provenance. The library presents 7 UI control elements with modified features for users to be able to see their aggregate summary of provenance and a temporal evolution of provenance over time. So for example, you have checkboxes, and when you activate provenance, you can see how you interact with the checkboxes, with the color indicating how recently you've interacted with it, along with the length of these scent bars that highlights how much you've used that specific component, and they standardize across these 7 control elements. But what about now? Let's say we're using a set of control elements together. We are to see how they've been used and in what sequence. Can we tell by looking at this sort of a picture? Well, we can guess. Maybe we use this first, this second, and then this third, or maybe we use this first and this second and this third. This brings us to the problem that there is no way to track provenance across UI controls until now. I present SuperProvenanceWidgets, which allows you to track and visualize analytic provenance across UI control elements. We have the same standardized controls as provenance widgets to maintain consistency with the prior art, and we introduce a whole new component called SuperWidget to allow you to see provenance across all these different controls. Now let's see it in action. Here we have the 7 widgets that were shown in provenance widgets. We support all 7 of them. The first thing you'll notice is this super widget, the new super widget that I described earlier. These empty boxes show the empty interaction status with all these widgets, and on hover you can see that I can observe and identify their widget IDs and the number of times we've interacted with them. Another difference you'll see, or an enhancement that we've done, are these colored boxes on the provenance button. That is to make sure that we can identify these components visually from the super widget, and we can also identify them by clicking on these boxes and sort of navigating to these components. This is especially useful if these components are scattered across a large dashboard or they're out of the viewport. Now let's start interacting with some of these widgets. The first thing you'll notice is that this right colored box, this red colored box is shifted to the rightmost side, and that's because as you interact with the components, they shift to the rightmost side to show how recently you've used them, and the width of this band highlights when you last shows how many times you interacted with it. So I've interacted 3 times with this and once with this. I can also let the widgets revert back to their previous stage. As I clicked that, you see that it also marked lamb. It also ticked lamb. I can continue interacting with these widgets. And now you can see that I've interacted with these widgets a bunch, and you can notice how we have this sort of Gantt chart view with the sequence of interactions this side, and you can tell that okay, we interacted a bunch with checkbox group initially, but then over time we shifted our focus to more of the range slider and the multi-select drop down. To conclude, SuperProvenance widgets will be available as an open source library on GitHub, and for more information you can read our paper.